I'm Lisa Logan, I'm a strategic lead for environment, and one of the services that comes under me is the community recovery team.
I'm Sharon Root, I'm the Council's Executive Director for Place, so I'm responsible for areas such as environment services, regeneration, growth, highways, transport, etc.
My name's Craig Allen. I am the Community Recovery Team Leader, so I report directly to Lisa, and I basically look after all the track, trace and isolate elements that we have at North East Lincolnshire Council.
So I was signposted to ERA through Helen Isaacs, who suggested that we try them because we wanted to pull a team together very, very quickly because of the pandemic that was happening. So we went to ERA, spoke to Rachel and Tracy, and they managed to pull people together. So actually it was a quick fix solution for us to help us get a team up and running on the ground very, very quickly.
Okay, so using ethical recruitment agencies benefit the council in a number of ways. So initially, as Lisa says, it was about mobilising a response to the pandemic really, really quickly. The council's always had very strong partnership arrangements across North East Lincolnshire. So we recognised that we needed to work with our partners and to be able to respond to the pandemic really, really quickly. The secondary benefits to all of that are the approach that ERA takes to recruitment, the fact that they support people through the application process, give guidance in terms of interview tips, etc., signpost people who are looking for work to the various kinds of employment that they think would be a match for them. And what's happened is that a number of those people, including Craig, who've come through that process, are now full-time employed from the council. So the council gets to access local employment in a much, much more ethical way and offer employment opportunities to people who otherwise wouldn't necessarily have chosen the council as an employer.
For me, ERA makes things a lot easier. COVID moves so quickly that sometimes we need extra people in a short space of time. So what ERA allows us to do is it takes that pressure away from what would be our usual recruitment process. It takes a lot of time, a lot of resource and a lot of effort to go through that recruitment process. So what ERA does for us is it goes through those motions, it looks at applications, it filters people out that are suitable or are not suitable for us, and then they set up the interviews for us as well. So it's a really fast process, and the good thing about ERA is because they are supporting people that are out of work, it means that we can take people on a lot quicker as well. So we get people in the role sometimes within a week or 2 weeks, which not only benefits us but benefits them as well. Rachel and Tracy at ERA are always on hand to help us with anything. So if we ever have any extra needs that we need or any special kind of skills that we might be looking for people. So, for us, we're very mobile through the community. So a lot of it is down to people being drivers or people having specific skills in call handling or people skills and things like that. So what they do is they're able to source people that suit that role specifically and move so quickly on it, which in a normal day-to-day basis, recruitment processes could take 3, 4, 5 weeks before you get somebody in a role. So it really helps not only the COVID recovery plan, but also the people who go to ERA as well. I think as a local authority, we understood that although the pandemic is very national, it's very different in different areas, so it's very specific to a region or to a local authority area, and I think we understood that from a very early stance. And then when you look at hiring people through ERA, for example, we're getting people that are local, so they're the ones that know the deprived areas, they know where people struggle, they know the businesses that are going to struggle the most, they have connections with those business owners or local people, and we really tap into our community venues as well, so food banks, places like Centre 4 has been a key one for us. People that have access to the kind of groups that we might normally miss. So it's having outside connections as well as internal connections as well. And ERA's been able to provide us with people that know this area inside and out, which makes us key to being the most efficient kind of COVID recovery plan that we could be.
And I think it's also important to point out that the people, you know, behind ERA, Rachel and Tracy, know the stuff. They know what's needed. The communication that we've had with Tracy and Rachel have been absolutely outstanding. They've acted very, very quickly to support us in actually getting the teams up and running, understanding our needs, and that's very important in what we need to do.
I began in the August of 2020, and at the end of October, one of my supervisors left. So my managers at the time approached me and said, "Look, we think you've got the skills. ERA have picked you for a reason. You know, you've matched the job description. Will you interview for it?" So I interviewed and got that. So a big jump from what I was doing before, but has also kind of, you know, given me, you know, essentially 2 promotions within just over a year, which, you know, for most kind of jobs or companies is unheard of. But that's what it's about, is that the council, you know, from when I started, treat people as their own employees, even if they are agency. And that's because the type of people that ERA provide have given us that kind of quality. You know, they filter through the applications. You know, that's what Rachel and Tracy do best, is they know the types of things they're looking for who they're placing for. So they know the council know them, so they're picking up those skills. So it all stems from that, really. You know, if I hadn't gone through that process, I wouldn't have been here now. And it also just makes me realise that the retail management experience is transferable. So although you don't know the specific topic, it's about learning the subject, but you've got the skills to do it. Through the time that I've been here, I've been constantly like recruiting more people as and when we've needed it. So, you know, it's been me that's been doing the interviews with the candidates. So we know I'm seeing firsthand the people that ERA are kind of filtering through for those interviews. So they definitely know what they're looking for.